Okay, guys, so this is part 3 of Rodrick's Secret that I'm reading. If y'all want part 4 after this, I'll do it. But yeah, there's a lot of people asking for part 3, so I'm gonna do it, yeah. Monday. It turns out the word spread about my brother being bisexual, and surprisingly, it's actually gotten me some positive attention. I was even popular at the lunch table because everyone kept asking me questions about Rodrick.
Oh, whoa, ladies. One at a time.
And then even crazier than that, after lunch, some girls came up to me. They must have been impressed by how well I was handling the situation. I shouldn't have let it get to my head so fast because I kind of forgot about homophobia.
Are you also gay?
Yeah, I'm quite a bi. For my grandpa.
It's not that bad though. I've been through worse. Believe me, when I had the cheese touch, I almost flunked science because no one wanted to partner up with me.
Hurry, I don't want to catch the gay.
Friday. Today, Rodrick and Jerry was coming home to watch a movie. He told Mom that they were going to watch Air Bud, but I knew that he actually had a horror film in that CD box. I've only watched one scary movie before. Hello, You're Dead. Sure, I freaked out about the muddy hand back then, but I think after everything I've been through, I'm mature enough to tough stuff out then. Oh my god, I cannot read. Plus, it's a whole new film, so I wouldn't have to recall what happened that time I watched it with Rowley. I told Rodrick I wanted to watch the movie with him and Jerry, but he said I wouldn't like it, and I got scared too easily. I knew Rodrick would never let me borrow his stuff, and the last time I stole something from him, the whole family almost fell apart, and I can't believe he wouldn't pay me back for not telling Dad that he was half gay on purpose. I've gotta say, I was pretty ticked off at him, so I devised a foolproof plan. I stayed in my room until Jerry arrived, and they went into the basement. I waited 20 minutes because by then they would be invested in the characters, and they wouldn't want to change what they were watching. When it was time, I busted into his room, and I told Rodrick if he didn't let me watch it, I'd tell Mom what he was really on the CD, and now that I look back at it, I probably should have knocked first just to be safe. I was really lucky I didn't walk onto them kissing.
Wait, Loki, hold it.
Roger tried to tell me that I could watch it later, but I didn't believe him. Whenever he says he'll do something later, he always pretends to forget, and I get left with the short end of the stick.
No, it's better if I do the dishes later because the water is soaking into it. Or my apples.
I had to do a fake out and act like I was about to call Mom, which worked out like a charm.
Greg Heffley, why weren't the dishes done?
I was pretty excited that my plan worked, but it was only a few seconds into the movie that I realized that there was a few flaws. For one, I wasn't sure what was going on between the characters because I missed a lot of the establishing scenes.
How can I trust you after what you did yesterday, Jesse?
Rodrick wasn't really in a helpful mood, but at least I had Jerry to answer some of my questions.
Who that?
That's Brock's sister who totally hates his fiancé.
Wait, what'd that mean?
They're an abandoned hot dog restaurant because their father went missing 30 years ago.
I don't know if it was all horror movies are like that, but this one was really boring in the middle. But then, out of nowhere, a bunch of people started dying, and this was way worse than the muddy hand. Trust me, I didn't want to look at a scaredy cat because Rodrick didn't think it was a big deal. But then I looked over to Jerry and he was running to get a blanket. I think he was going to use that excuse not to have to look at the screen, which is pretty smart. I kept my eyes closed for the rest of the movie, but at least I can brag about technically watching it. I left immediately after it ended, which, when I was walking out, I noticed Manny hanging out near the basement entrance. I thought it was strange because he usually sits at the TV or plays in his room. I was walking over to the kitchen while Jerry left. A few minutes later, I saw Dad come from work, and that's when I heard Manny say this. I realized how it sounded for Rodrick, but Manny always finds a way to drag me into it. I decided to eavesdrop while making myself a sandwich really slowly just to be safe.
Rodrick and his boyfriend have been in the basement for 2 hours.
Roger, what were you doing in there?
We were just watching Air Bud.
Since when do we have Air Bud?
Dad, why can't we have a nice moment?
What a nice moment. What are you talking about, bro?
I'm going to be honest and say that I think Rodrick only won the argument because he was confusing Dad. I guess it didn't really matter, as long as Manny didn't know we were watching the horror movie. If he did, we'd both be in trouble. Saturday. Today's the day Jerry's babysitting Manny, or so I thought. Turns out he's not only babysitting Manny, but me as well. And Grandpa's coming along too. Mom says that since this is a test run, she wants an adult there that I can trust. I don't know why she would pick Grandpa of all people, because last time he babysat us, we ended up in the Block's Burger parking lot with a shoe missing. Mom was about to drive Manny and I to the Grandpa's retirement home, but Rodrick tagged along as well. I don't know what he thinks this is, because if he's trying to get a date with Jerry while both of his brothers and our grandpa are around, well, that doesn't sound very romantic. Mom didn't realize what Rodrick was trying to do, and she thought it was a great opportunity for us guys to bond or whatever. I'm just glad Dad had work today. I don't know if I could deal with all of that.
This is going to be so nice. Grandpa is really excited to see you boys again.
Alright, that's it for part 3. If you want a part 4, then just comment, I'll do it. But yeah, because people were asking, I did it, so yeah. This lasted way longer than I wanted it to, but it's also because I'm recording this at like 3 in the morning, so sorry if like I don't sound the same as usual on my other parts. Like even though my first part was like a year ago, just ignore the fact I sound weird right now because I was supposed to be asleep like 3 hours ago, so yeah.